Today we are going to discuss about the operation of a typical surge diverter. The surge diverter is also called as lightning arrestor. Now the lightning arrestor, typical lightning arrestor is considered here. As you see in the figure, the spark gap is connected to one of the terminal of the power line, whereas the other terminal of the spark gap is solidly grounded through the non-linear resistor. Now this particular combination of spark gap that is connected in series with the non-linear resistor, we call it as the lightning arrestor. Now the lightning arrestor characteristic is that the distance between the spark gap is designed such that under normal working conditions it will not initiate an arc in this small distance of spark gap. But whenever there is a large voltage due to surge of lightning, then there is an arc initiated across this spark gap, and this producing a very high voltage. The voltage under the surge is so high that it will lead to the breakdown of insulation of the air, so producing a discharge current through the spark gap. Now the characteristic of the non-linear resistor is that with under normal working conditions, the non-linear resistor will provide very high resistance to the capacitive current. As we see the volt time characteristic of non-linear resistor, the value of the resistance increases with the value of the resistance decreases with increase in the voltage. So when there is a very high voltage due to surges, then the value of the resistance offered to the capacitive current by the non-linear resistor decreases, and it provides and it will not provide any resistance path to the capacitive current under surge. That's the reason the electrical discharge will flow to the earth from the spark gap. But once the surge is over, then the non-linear resistor as usual will offer high resistance to the flow of the normal current produced by the power line, because the voltage thus of the ordinary system voltage will always be less than that of the breakdown voltage of the air. Thus the non-linear resistor will offer high resistance to the flow of normal system current, and the spark gap will be acting as a open circuit for the current of normal system voltage of power line. Now this is how this surge diverter of the lightning arrestor works. Now coming to the classification of surge diverters. So some of the important classification of surge diverters are wall type and zinc oxide arresters, and based on the application, station type arresters, line type arresters, distribution type and secondary type surge arresters are used. Now the general type of surge diverters are classified under the rod gap arrestor, expansion type arrestor, expulsion type arrestor, and third one is conventional wall type arrestor. Now if we consider the horn gap arrestor, the horn gap arrestor is as shown in the figure. The horn gap arrestor consists of two horn shaped rods that are so designed that the distance could increase from position A to position C. At position C, the distance between the two horn gaps is very large. Even though the two horn gaps are distances with a small distance small d, now the horn gap consists of a resistance R and a series inductance that is connected to the apparatus to be protected of the line. Now the choke will provide a small reactance to the normal the current passing through it under normal working conditions, but it will offer very high reactance to the transient currents, the currents of transient frequency. So the choke will prevent any transients entering into the apparatus. So that is the purpose of using the series inductance in the line. Now coming to the normal conditions, the gap is non-conducting under normal conditions because the voltage, the system voltage under normal working condition is small. In a sense, it is not sufficient to initiate an arc in between the gap of the horn gap arrestor. Now when the voltage increases or the voltage is very large under the surge, then this high voltage will result in the breakdown of insulation in the air, producing a low resistance path for the current to flow in between these two rods of a horn gap arrestor. So thus an arc is initiated with a very large voltage produced by the surge. Now this the initiation of the arc in between the two horn gaps of the horn gap arrestor owing to the surge is and appearing of very large voltages or over voltages is called spark over. Thus spark over take place in between the two rods of the horn gap arrestor, and during this period the heating of the air around the arc as well as the magnetic effects of the arc will produce the arc to move in a topward direction, that is from position A, after that to position B and position C. Now as you look into the horn gap arrestor, the distance at position A is small, whereas it is getting increased at the position B, and still when you observe the position at C, the distance between the two rods of the horn gap arrestor is very large at position C. So as the arc moves towards the top, that is at position C, the length of the arc increases. As the length of the arc increases, then the voltage required to maintain this arc becomes very difficult. Hence it cannot able to maintain the arc with so much voltage. So a large voltage is required to maintain the arc at position C, which is not possible. Hence this will extinguish the arc as the arc reaches the position C. Now the excess charge on the air on the line is travelled via the arrestor onto the ground or to the earth. Like this, the horn gap arrestor will try to protect the overhead transmission line against the lightning. With this, we have concluded horn gap arrestor concept also. Thank you.